Hello, good day. I'm Engineer Marcus, and in this video, our topic is about homogeneous first order differential equations. Okay. There are certain first order differential equations that are not of the variable separable type, but they can be made separable by changing the variable. So, okay, let's consider the equation m of xy dx plus n of xy dy equals 0. This equation is a homogeneous differential equation of same degree. Okay, paano ba nalalaman kung homogeneous siya? Kailangan same degree. Okay, example, f of xy equals x squared plus 3xy plus y squared. So, each of the three terms, meron silang degree of 2. So, yung first term, meron siyang degree 2. Yung second term, ganun din. And yung last term, y squared, meron din siyang degree 2. So, paano naging degree 2 yung middle term? Kasi product naman tong x and y, x raised to 1, y raised to 1. So, 2 pa din, ano? Okay. How about this one? X of xy equals x squared minus y over 2x squared plus y squared. Is this a homogeneous differential equation? We'll see. No? So, yung ating numerator, meron tayong second degree dito for the x. Sa y, meron siyang first degree. Sa denominator, second degree din. So, therefore, this is not a homogeneous function. Now, sa madali naman malaman. Okay, going back to the equation m of xy dx plus n of xy dy equals 0. So, ito yung gagamitin natin later to find the general solution of the given differential equation. But before tayo mag-arrive dun sa separable type, okay, so kailangan meron muna tayong mga gawing substitution. Okay, so paano yun? If m is simpler than n, use x equals vy. Using product rule, differentiate. So dx equals v dy plus y dv. And if n is simpler than m, use y equals vx. Differentiate. So we have dy equals v dx plus x dv. Okay, I repeat now. If m is simpler than n, use x equals vy. Differentiating, we have dx equals v dy plus y dv, product rule. And if n is simpler, use y equals vx. Differentiating, we have dy equals v dx plus x dv. Okay? So, gagamitin natin to. Ito yung ating magiging substitution. Then, saka natin ibalik sa original dun sa bandang bago mag-final answer. No? So, ibabalik natin siya sa original, yung ating sinubstitute. So, paano ba to? Okay. Exercise 1 or example number 1. Okay? Find the general solution of this differential equation. Y dx plus quantity 2x minus y dy equals 0. So, as you can see, hindi agad ito variable separable, no? So, kailangan muna natin gumamit ng substitution dito. Okay, so solve natin. No? Solution, copyhin muna natin. Y dx plus quantity 2x minus y dy equals 0. Okay, compare natin dito sa equation sa taas. M of xy dx plus n of xy dy. Yung m dito will be the y. Yan yung may kasamang dx, no? And n will be equal to 2x minus y. Okay? Compare natin m and n. Alin ba yung mas simple dito? Obvious naman yung m. So, if m is simpler than n, use this substitution, x equals vy. Then differentiate dx equals v dy plus y dv. So, paano kung gamitin ko yung n? Pwede ba yon? Yes, pwede yan. But, you will arrive at medyo mahirap na arrive at the same answer, but medyo mahirap yung process na dadaanan mo, no? So, pwede naman. Nga lang, doon tayo sa mas madali kasi ito yung recommended, no? Kung alin yung mas simple, yun yung ating gamitin. Okay? So, since m is simpler than n, so we will use x equals vy. So, use x equals vy and dx equals v dy plus y dv. Okay? So, gagamitin natin yung dalawang yan, isa-substitute natin dun sa original equation, no? So, y dx, what is dx? Ito yung dx, no? v dy plus y dv. So, times v dy plus y dv. Okay? Then, plus. Okay? Then, 2. 2. What is x? X is vy. Vy minus y dy equals 0. Okay? Nasusundan? Okay. Now, factor out natin yung y doon sa second term, no? So, y v dy plus y dv plus y times 2v minus 1 dy equals 0. So, parehong may y, 0 to. Cancel na yan, ano? Mawawala na yan. Okay, so ano natira? v dy plus y dv plus 2v dy minus dy equals 0. So, ano yung magkatulad? 2v dy and v dy. So, 3v dy minus dy plus y dv equals 0. So, factoring out the dy, so we have 3v minus 1 times dy plus y dv equals 0. Okay? So, variable separable or yes, pwede na natin i-group yung magkakagrupo like y sa y and v sa v. Okay, so ayan, madali na to. Marami tayong example nito sa variable separable. Okay? So, ano nangyari? So, dy over y equals dv over 3v minus 1. Or sorry, plus pala ito, no? Plus equals 0. Yan. So, dy over y plus dv over 3b minus 1. Okay? So, ginroup lang natin sila. Okay? So, plus yan. So, the next step is to integrate. So, what is the integral of dy over y? That's ln y plus c. Then, the integral of the second term, dv over 3b minus 1. Okay, if we let u be equal to 3v minus 1, the derivative of u is 3dv. So, we need to introduce 1/3 outside the integral. So, that is 1/3 times ln of 3b minus 1 equals c or ln c. And multiply everything by 3. Okay, so 3 ln y plus ln of 3b minus 1 equals 3 ln c. Okay, then addition to, no? So, pwede natin siyang i-multiply. So, ln of y, itaas na rin natin yung power dito, yung 3 dito, gawin natin power. So, y cubed times 3v minus 1, addition yan. So, pwede natin i-multiply sa ating property ng logarithm. Okay. Then, ito, itaas na rin natin to ln c raised to 3. Okay? So, parehong may ln. So, y cubed, 3v minus 1, ln c cubed. Still a constant. Oh, yan. Constant lang yan. Pinakita lang natin, no? But still, it is a constant. Okay? So, hindi pa yan yung final answer. We need to substitute. Ano ba yung ginamit natin kanina? Ibabalik natin siya sa original. Ginamit natin is x equals vy. Di ba? So, x equals vy. So what is V? V is x over y. So substitute lang natin yung V dito. So y cubed times 3 or quantity 3 times V. V is x over y minus 1 equals C. Okay? So the final answer is 3xy squared minus y cubed equals C. Okay? So this is the final answer, the general solution. So ayan yung homogeneous differential equation. So hindi agad siya of variable separable type. So kailangan mong gumamit muna ng substitution. Okay? So isa pang problem, number 2. dy over dx equals y over x plus e to the y over x. Okay, solution. Copy muna natin. dy over dx equals y over x plus e raised to y over x. Okay, tingnan muna natin. Which is simpler? Yung n or yung m? Yung m ang kasama ng dx. Yung n ang kasama naman nun dy. So, kung i-cross-multiply natin yan, makikita natin yung dy ang mas simple, no? Yung n. So, n is simpler. So, if n is simpler, use y equals vx. Use product rule. So, we have dy equals v dx plus x dv. Okay, substitute muna. So, dy is v dx plus x dv over dx. Equals y is vx over x plus e raised to vx over x, or this is v plus x dv over dx equals v plus e raised to v. Parehong may v, cancel. Okay? So ano natira? Natira is x dv over dx or equals e raised to v. Then this is a variable separable type. So paano nang gagawin natin dito? So pagsamahin natin yung mga v sa dv and x sa dx. Okay? So we have here dv over e raised to v equals dx over x. Okay? So the next step is to integrate. Yes, integrate na natin to. Okay. So, this is the same as e raised to minus b dv equals dx over x. Okay? So, integrate lang natin. So, integral ng e raised to minus b dv is minus e raised to minus b plus c equals integral of dx over x is ln x. So, pwede rin dito yung c if you want. Okay, so, that would be e transpose natin sa kabilang side. So, e raised to minus b positive plus ln x equals c. Okay? So, hindi pa tayo tapos, no? Yung ginamit nating substitution is that y equals vx. So, v is y over x. Correct? So, v is y over x. So, i-substitute lang natin yung y over x dun sa v. So, e raised to negative y over x plus ln of x equals c. Okay? So, yun lang. So, this is the general solution. Okay? Number 3. How about dy over dx equals y over x plus cosine y over x. Okay, for the solution, ako lagi kong kinokopya muna yung yung problem, no? Bago ko i-solve. Sometimes kasi nagagamit din natin to. Minsan ito yung naging first equation, no? Kaya para maganda yung solution, no? If you want, para lang medyo magandang tingnan yung ating solution, no? Okay? So, tingnan muna natin, titigan muna natin, ano bang simple dito? Ano bang gagamitin nating substitution? Is it x equals vy or is it y equals vx? Though parehas naman pwede mong gamitin, ano? Nga lang baka maging mas mahirap yung integration kapag yung isa yung isa na gamit mo instead na dun sa isa. Okay? So, by cross multiplication, makikita mo naman that the mas simple yung n. Okay? If n is simpler, use y equals vx. Then, dy equals v dx plus x dv. So, ayan. Gamitin natin yan. Substitution. Okay? Okay. So, well, substitute na lang natin dun sa original equation. dy is this. So, v dx plus x dv over dx. And y is vx equals vx over x plus cosine of vx over x. So, v plus x dv over dx equals v plus cosine of v. Parang parehas lang ito yung kanina, no? Nagbago lang dito. So, cancel na rin ito. So, anong natira? So, x dv over dx equals cosine of v. Okay? So, ang sunod, this is a variable separable type. So, ano nga gawin natin? So, igrupo natin sila, no? Pagsamahin natin yung v sa v and x sa x. Yan, ganun lang. So, paano yan? So, we have dv. Okay, dv over cosine of v equals dx over x. Yan. Okay? Yes? What's next? Integrate. Integrate. So, what is the integral of 1 over cosine v? 1 over cosine is, what is 1 over cosine? That is a secant, no? Secant v. Okay? Secant? Yes? So, secant v. So, that is ln of secant v plus tangent b. There. Equals ln of x plus c or ln c. Okay? Then, anong sunod? So, lahat may ln. So, pagsamahin natin to group natin, no? Since addition yan. So, ln sec v plus tan v equals ln of cx. So, parehong may ln. So, we have sec v plus tan v. Okay, tan v equals cx. Okay? So, hindi pa tayo tapos. So, ang ginamit nating substitution is y equals vx. So, v is equal to x over y. So, dito lang yan. Sec v x. So, x over y plus tan x over y equals cx. Okay? So, this is the general solution. So, madali lang, no? Okay, isa pa. Problem number 4. Okay, number 4. Okay, y squared dx equals quantity xy minus x squared dy. Okay? So, find the general solution. O, copyin muna. Y squared dx equals quantity xy minus x squared dy. Okay. So, if m is simpler, use x equals vy. Differentiate, we have dx equals v dy plus y dv. Then, substitute to the original equation. So, we have y squared dx is this. So, we have x or v dy, no? v dy plus y dv equals x is vy. So, vy times y minus vy squared dy. Okay? So, y squared times v dy plus y dv equals, factor out the y squared. So, y squared times, ano natira dito? V minus v squared, then dy. Cancel yung y squared. Then v dy plus y dv equals v dy minus v squared dy. Parehong may v dy, alisin na rin natin. Okay? Then transpose yung negative v squared dy on the left side. So we have y dv plus v squared dy equals 0. A variable separable. Yes. So pagsamahin yung mga v sa v, y sa y. So we have dv over the v squared plus dy over y equals 0. Then integrate. So we have negative v raised to minus 1, okay, over 1. Okay na yan, no? Or negative, say negative 1 no? Over negative 1. Or v raised to minus 1 over negative 1. Same, no? So plus ln of y equals c. So negative, this is 1 over, okay, negative 1 over v. Yan, plus ln of y equals c. And anong ginamit natin? Ang ginamit natin is v equals xy or vy or x equals vy. So v is equal to x over y. So ay balik lang natin siya doon sa original na x, no? So that is 1 over x over y plus ln of y equals c or negative y over x plus ln of y equals c. This is the general solution. Okay? Okay, number 5. Okay, quantity 4x squared minus y squared times dx minus xy times dy equals 0. Okay, solution. So by the way, this equation is a homogeneous differential equation of second degree. Okay? So we have here, kopya muna, 4x squared minus y squared times dx minus xy times dy equals 0. N is simpler, so we use y equals vx. Differentiate, dy equals v dx plus x dv. Substitute to the original equation, so we have 4 times x squared minus y. Y is vx, so v squared x squared times the dx minus x times y. Y is vx times dy. Dy is v dx plus x dv equals 0. Factor out the x squared. So x squared times quantity 4 minus v squared times the dx minus factor out the x squared. So we have x squared and distribute the v. So we have v squared dx plus xv dv. Okay, xv dv equals 0. Tanggalin na natin yung x squared. So ano natira dito? 4 minus v squared quantity times the dx minus v squared dx. V squared dx plus or minus xv dv equals 0. Okay? So ano nangyari? So we have 4 dx minus v squared dx minus v squared dx minus xv dv equals 0. So 4 dx minus, pagsamahin natin to, minus 2v squared dx minus xv dv equals 0. Okay, so pwede natin pagsamahin yung mga dx. So 4 minus 2v squared times the dx minus xv dv equals 0. Okay, so ang gagawin natin next is to separate the variables. So ang gagawin natin dito, so we have dx over x minus v dv over 4 minus 2v squared equals 0. Yan. So we know, ang next step is to integrate. Yan. Favorite natin yan. Ano? So we have here ln of x minus, ito ba pwede ring ln? Okay. If we let u be equal to 4 minus 2v squared, du is minus 4v dv. So kulang tayo ng negative 4, no? So we need to introduce minus 4 outside the integral. So minus minus magiging plus. Plus 1 over 4 times ln of 4 minus 2v squared equals some constant, no? Okay. So multiply everything by 4. So we have here 4 ln of x plus ln of 4 minus 2v squared equals 4c. Still a constant, no? Anyways, lagay na lang din natin yan. Then, sorry. Lagay mo na rin dito, since lahat naman may ln, lagyan mo na rin siya ng ln, ano? So, sama na natin dito. Yan, para magkakamukha sila. ln c na rin yan. So, this is ln c times 4. Yan. Okay. So, pagsamahin natin to, then itaas natin tong 4 dito sa x. So, we have ln of x raised to 4 times 4 minus 2v squared equals ln of c raised to 4, still a constant. Okay, so we have x to the 4th times quantity 4 minus 2v squared equals c na lang yan, ano? Okay? Then, anong ginamit nating substitution kanina? Yung sa x, correct? Yeah, y pala. Y equals vx. So, y equals vx. So, y equals vx, therefore v is equal to y over x. So, x to the 4th times 4 minus 2 times y over x squared equals c. Okay? Simplify. So, we have x to the 4th times quantity 4 minus, ito na pala yun minus 2y squared over x squared equals the c. Okay? So, pwede pa itong i-simplify by, distribute natin, ano? Let's see. So, 4x to the 4th minus 2x squared y squared equals c. So, this is the general solution. Okay? Yes. One more. Number 6. Okay, number 6. Sine y over x times dy over dx equals y over x times sine y over x plus 1. Okay, find the general solution. So, sine y over x times dy over dx equals y over x times sine y over x plus 1. Okay, let's use y equals vx. Differentiate. So, we have dy equals v dx plus x dv. Substitute to the original equation. So, we have sine y is vx over x. dy is v dx plus x dv, okay, over dx. Okay, then equals y is vx over x times sine y is vx over x plus 1. Okay, ano na nangyari dito? Okay, we have sine, okay, sine v. Then this one is v plus x dv over dx. Okay? Then equals v times sine v plus 1. Okay? Distribute the sine v. So we have v sine v plus sine v times x dv over dx. Okay? Equals v sine b plus 1. Cancel. Yon. Anong natira? So, natira dito is sine v times x dv over dx equals 1. Okay. So, i-group na natin sila, no? So, pagsamahin natin yung mga x sa x and dv sa v. Okay? So, natira is sine v dv, okay, equals dx over x. Integrate, integrate. So, we have, ano nangyari dito? What is the integral of sine? Negative? Okay, negative cosine of v equals, integral of dx over x is ln of x. And don't forget to write the c. Okay? So, ang ginamit nating substitution kanina is y equals vx. Y equals vx, therefore v is equal to x over y. Okay? So, therefore, cosine x over y equals ln of x plus c. Okay? So, yun yung answer natin, ano? Yan yung general solution. Okay. Okay, solve the following differential equations. Okay, apply nyo yung natutunan nyo dito sa ating video. Okay, number 1, x squared dy equals quantity 4x squared plus 5xy plus y squared times a dx. And number 2, dy over dx equals 2x plus y all over x minus 2y. Number 3, quantity x plus 4y times a dx plus 2x times a dy equals 0. Number 4, y cosine x over y dx plus quantity y times sine x over y minus x times cosine x over y times dy equals 0. And number 5, quantity x plus y squared dx equals xy dy. Okay? So, good luck.